Hey, Carson. What did you learn after going through the film? Some things that maybe jumped out at you that you didn't even think about during the game or after?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Obviously, we started fast. We were able to convert and do some really good things early. Kind of exactly what, honestly, it felt like. The lull kind of happened there in the middle with some missed plays, missed opportunities, some missed throws. Obviously, the turnovers. Got to clean those things up. But like I said after the game, I'm really proud of the way everybody finished and everybody kind of regrouped and gathered themselves. And then seeing the way the defense responded too. Obviously, in the game, you don't get to see all that because you're usually looking at the surface trying to figure out what the heck the defense is doing. But going back and seeing the highlights, seeing the film, proud of the way our defense responded and stepped up, getting us that ball back, giving us a chance, and then sealing the deal at the end.
What did it mean to get that game ball and the little presentation from Ron in the locker room?
Yeah, it meant a lot. Those are opportunities. Those are things that I don't take for granted. I don't take lightly. Those are moments that definitely stick with you. And so to get the first one there with being week one and everything, being, the new guy here and all of that meant a lot. I appreciated it. And, I enjoyed that one. That was fun.
You've obviously played with good playmakers in your other spots, but there's been some sense of like maybe this is the best group you've had. One game, that no disrespect to the other guys on the other teams, but did it kind of feel different?
It's a talented group. There's no doubt about it. And, I've said that since I got here. I've said that throughout OTAs, this training camp, then, getting Terry out there again. And then just seeing it on live in action on Sunday, it's very talented. And I think the way they're also versatile, especially when we're talking the receivers, and, you can mix and match. You see guys, they can all push the ball down the field and create separation down the field. They can all catch the ball underneath and make guys miss. And then you add our running backs and the ability. Obviously, you saw AG out of the backfield and what he can do. JD with, checkdowns and the way he can create yards out of nothing as well. Tight ends do a tremendous job as well. So it's definitely a dynamic group, explosive group of playmakers that definitely make my life easy. And I think I noticed that week one.
And the first regular season game with Scott Turner, how did that go? How was that communication throughout the game, particularly in the fourth quarter as you guys are trying to come back?
Yeah, it was great. It was exactly what I probably would have expected. And I thought our conversations beforehand, afterhand, and during were fantastic. I thought we were on the same page. And, I obviously didn't play perfect, but the way he trusted me to keep coming back to me and making plays, that meant a lot. And for us to get it done meant a lot as well.
Carson, a lot of the offensive guys mentioned that even through the adversity of that game, you're very calm, kind of flatlined in the huddle on the sideline. Is that natural or taught?
It's not always natural. Obviously, whenever there's adversity, you want to fix it, you want to get it all back. But I think I've gone through so much, good and bad. And at this point in my career, I trust myself. I trust myself to respond and bounce back and not beat myself up over things. And try to be the same guy. So I try to, whether we just first two drives we scored two, I'm excited, but I try and stay the same guy as, after two straight turnovers, so that guys can look at me for a sense of calmness and a sense of confidence that we're going to get it done regardless of what just went on the couple plays prior.
It's pretty natural for a fan to look at, okay, they won this game. Here's the game ahead of them. Here's 3 weeks out. Can they get to 4-1? Is that a temptation for a player at all?
It's not for me. I've been in this league long enough to know it's hard to win. It's hard to win, and you got to take everybody seriously. You cannot look ahead, and things happen so fast. You get done on a Sunday, and you're in here studying for the next opponent right away on Monday. You have no time to think about next week or the next week or the next week. We take it one game at a time, and I think all that stuff is fun for everybody else, but we don't have time, quite frankly, or the emotional energy to spend on those things because we're trying to find a way to win right now.
Forgive me for this, but I'm asking out of curiosity, what is it like to be on Hard Knocks and have people have cameras in your locker room and in your meeting room and all that?
Yeah, Hard Knocks was a cool experience last year. I thought they did a good job capturing, the personality of our team. That was last year, seemed like forever ago already, but no, it wasn't that intrusive. It wasn't that crazy. I thought they did a good job just capturing the characters and the people and what we were all about last year. I thought they did a good job.
Did you watch it back after the season?
I did. Yeah, it was cool. My family was in it. My wife, my daughters. There's some cool features that were definitely that we cherish. That we'll hold on to those clips and stuff, those moments. It was cool.
Nice. When you guys were installing plays this offseason, when Scott was rolling out the playbook, were there moments where you're like, that's a good, like, you know, that's a winner, or that's like, what were you feeling there? Seeing
Absolutely. You know, you're always, you know, there's some that I totally understand this, and there's some like, what the heck are we trying to do here? And that's what's fun, because it has been a new playbook and some new twists on things that I've done over the years, and so there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of him explaining and helping me understand, and you know, I think that's been I've said it already, but I think that's been one of the fun parts coming here, going back to OTAs, is just learning the game and different ways to attack a defense that's different and more unique maybe than the first 6 years of my career. So it's been fun seeing a different perspective there.
What do you think makes
Nice catch.
What do you think makes Antonio Gibson so effective in space?
Yeah, I mean, he's big. Yeah, he's big, strong, physical guy, but he's fast. I think around the perimeter, I think guys, you know, don't realize how quick he is and how fast he is and how quick he can turn it on out in space. So obviously he's an exceptional athlete, catches the ball extremely well. I think that makes it hard for people to defend him. Between the tackles, he runs hard, but I think just the versatility he shows, being able to be split out, or you saw that corner catch he had down the field, go up on the sideline, keep 2 feet in. That's just who he is. That's the playmaker he is, and I thought he did a tremendous job showing up continually over and over. And he's done it all camp, and I know he's done it in his past here, but for me to see it live on Sunday, that was pretty cool.
Is there something about your arrival or your skill set that allows you to tap into that a little bit more with Gibson throwing down the field, you know, being able to make those throws?
Yeah, I think just the way Scott likes to utilize the running backs, and not just running the ball, but also splitting them out and doing some different things out of the backfield. I think it makes it tough to defend, and that's what he does well. JD does it tremendously as well. And so for me, I think that allows us to be more versatile, allows me to see the game differently, and really not have to hone in on anybody and just take what the defense gives me, because I trust all of those guys out there in space.
With the kind of the league restrictions on live practice and then a reduced preseason, all those things, how hard is it to hit the ground running week one?
Yeah, every year's been different. I think for me, I was just thankful to get a training camp and to get time with these guys. I think teams change over the year, and I think just for us to get that first one, I thought was big. But it is hard. I think week one, guys are still figuring out how to play, still figuring out each other, and so across the league, you see different things going on week one, and a lot of these teams, including ourselves, will keep getting better and keep changing and evolving as the year goes. So we got to just keep getting better every week.
And then looking at the Jags game, I mean, the early and late, it was very good with that lull in the middle you talked about. How close do you feel you were to clicking, and how do you make it without the lull? Like what is the next step? How do you get there?
I mean, I think you just look at the turnovers, and I think that was really what killed us and shot ourselves in the foot. Third downs, we were effective, you know. I thought we moved the ball well, and we just got to hold on to the ball. I got to do better. Obviously, it starts with me there. But those turnovers are the big ones that jump out. There's a couple other things that happen here and there, but that's going to happen. You know, you're going to get beat. You're going to lose some plays. But I think we saw enough and trust ourselves enough that we can fix those things. But the turnovers are the big ones that we got to correct. I got to correct personally.
I'm sure you would have preferred 28-0, but in a way, is a game like that with the ups and downs and that lull a good one to have in the opener so you guys can have that experience to lean on for the rest of the season?
Yeah, you could definitely look at it that way. For me, I'm just happy with the win. No matter how we get it done, all I care about is coming in there victorious. But I think it is good for us to see that we can have confidence. We can be down and come back. We can, you know, we're down 8 there and still defense made some plays. We had to go score a couple times. I think it was good for our confidence going forward that both sides of the ball, we can trust each other. Hey, you get us the ball back, we're going to go score, and vice versa. I think that trust, that confidence being cemented right there in week one, I think can go a long way early in the season like that.
How do you think that the offense did against the blitz on Sunday?
I thought we did okay. I thought, you know, they did some different things. Week one, you're always trying to figure out, especially with a new defensive coordinator, trying to figure out what what are they going to be about? How are they going to try and attack us? I thought the guys up front did an outstanding job. I think the way they picked up pressures and communicated, starting with Chase at center, making the calls, I thought they did a fantastic job giving me a chance to make plays and push the ball down the field. And I think overall, guys did a pretty good job.
Last year, you were one of the most blitzed quarterbacks in the league. Did you notice that? And if so, were you able to learn anything from all those reps?
I had no idea, to be honest. And so, honestly, I didn't know that. But I think, starting with guys playing fast, receivers playing fast, me seeing things and, getting the ball out quickly. But the guys up front, I think that's kind of the make or break situation is those guys being able to communicate, pick up things. I thought week 1, those guys did an outstanding job.
Even though you've been with the team, obviously, through OTAs and training camp, did having this first full game surprise you, even with what you were able to do with this offense?
I don't know if surprise is the right word. I think we expected to come out fast like that. I think, the plays we were running, guys were ready for them, obviously. And I think the way we executed, that was kind of the expectation. I think early, obviously the lull in the middle is things we got to avoid, but I think just coming together and just being able to execute when it mattered at the end and early, I think just showed a little bit of confidence in ourselves that we can trust in each other and be confident going forward. We just got to execute for a whole 60 minutes and not just 2 quarters.
And without giving away state secrets, but the game planning between you and Scott, what is that process like between you guys? How collaborative is it, and how much input do you generally get?
Yeah, still figuring that out. Obviously, this is only week 2, but Coach does a great job. Coach does an awesome job putting together the game plan. Obviously, last week, ton of trust there, and the way we came out, I thought, hats off to him for getting us in position to succeed there early. And so I'm still figuring out the game planning process and all of that, but I can tell you I have a ton of trust and confidence in not just him, but the rest of the coaches coming together, putting us in the best position to succeed. And whether it's me, whether it's Charles Leno or other guys coming up with, hey, I saw this on film, he's very open to those conversations and listens to the players, which I think means a lot for me and means a lot to a lot of the guys.
Got time for 2 more.
John, if you hadn't told, if we didn't know he was a rookie, you would have guessed just the way he carries himself out there. How rare is that for a guy in his first game?
Yeah, I'd say it's very rare. I think it's something I think me and other people around here might take it for granted just because of what he's done since he got here. But I've played for a while now, and I can tell you that's rare. I can tell you the way he's responded, the way the moment's wasn't too big for him. Shoot, the game on the line right there. He makes a huge play like that. And that doesn't surprise me, though, just because of what I've seen from him from the moment he got here and his kind of cool, calm demeanor. He's a playmaker, and the moment obviously wasn't too big for him, and that didn't surprise me, but that is rare for guys in his shoes that are rookies coming in like that.
What you said that going through the ups and downs, responding to adversity, when do you feel you got to the point in your career where you had that comfort level, like, I've been through this, I can do it? How is that growth?
That's a great question. Shoot, I can point to things in high school. I can point to moments in college. I can point to the times in the NFL, and still trying to always be better and learn and grow in those areas. I think there's not one moment where I say, aha, I got it. But I think you got to constantly, because you're going to go through adversity in life. You're going to go through adversity in a game within a season, and how you respond is really what matters. And so I'm always trying to challenge myself to keep being better in those situations. And I'm glad I and the rest of the guys were able to respond through the adversity on Sunday. But it's not like you got it fixed because you did it one time. You got to always answer the bell and keep leaning in on that. Thank you, guys.